Hey cake chums, and welcome back to another video. This week we're continuing our countdown to the big day, and I want to talk to you about Christmas gifts. I'm sure that people have already started asking you the dreaded question. You know the one. So what do you want for Christmas? Ugh, I hate that question. As soon as someone asks me, I'm like, mental block, literally can't think of anything. So I thought I would put together the ultimate cake decorator's wish list, and that way, the next time that somebody asks you that question, you can just simply shove this video under their nose, job done. Before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up down below, but without much further ado, let's get to the video. So a big hello to all the cake muggles who are joining us, probably for the first time. If the cake decorator in your life has shoved this video in your face, then chances are you've just asked them what they would like for Christmas. Well, worry not. I'm here to make your life easier and tell you exactly what they would like, and I'm even going to put links to all of the products down in the description box below. Now, to help me put this comprehensive list of essential cake decorators gifts together, I put a shout out on my social media a few weeks ago. Find all my links down in the description box as well, by the way, and you guys didn't disappoint. So all of the products that I'm going to be talking about today have been suggested by one of you guys, and hopefully it will make life a lot easier for your significant others, family members, and friends. Item 1 on our wish list has to be a sheeter. I think it's a fairly safe bet to say that if you were to ask a room full of cake decorators what they want for Christmas, at least 85% would say that they would like a sheeter. I think probably the only reason the other 15% wouldn't is because they don't know that they exist. So for those of you who haven't seen one before, a sheeter is a very clever machine that has two rollers that work in opposite directions, and it rolls out your sugar paste for you. So you take your sugar paste, drop it in the top, and out the bottom comes a beautifully rolled out piece of sugar paste. If we're honest, rolling out sugar paste is probably the worst part of cake decorating, so anything that makes that job a little bit easier is a surefire win. Unfortunately, they are quite expensive, so if they're a little bit too much for your budget, let's move on to item number 2. Now, the most popular suggestion on my social media posts when I asked about creating this wish list were classes. I mean taking a cake class with one of our favourite cake decorators. Names like Emily Hankins, Emma Jane, Carla Pooge. Tons and tons of people wanted to take classes with these people. So unfortunately, I can't list in the description box below links to every single class. But what I have done is put a link to a Facebook group where some of the top artists in the UK and further afield regularly post links to their upcoming classes. So if you fancy learning something new or improving your skills in a particular area of cake decorating, head to that link and get yourself booked onto a class. Now, building on from item number 2, item 3 is a specific event that's coming up in 2020. From Friday the 12th of June to Sunday the 14th of June, Cake International will be hosting their first ever Spring Escape weekend. It's billed as an immersive cake art retreat and weekend of professional cake decorating workshops in the luxurious setting of Woodland Grange, Warwickshire. Yes, I do have the details over here, and yes, I am reading. Cheek to Cheek, a collaboration. A structure-based workshop collaboration, the very first of its kind. Each student will work with Carla Pooge and Emma Jane. You'll recognise those names from item 2. Carla Pooge's workshop will create a cute child. With Emma Jane, students will sculpt an animal, and the collaborative finished piece will be a child hugging cheek to cheek with an animal. If you think that sounds like something the cake decorator in your life would fancy, then again head to the links down below. And if any of my friends or family would like to buy me a ticket to the Cake International Spring Escape weekend, I wouldn't mind. When it comes to item number 4 on our list, there are definitely two camps that people fall into. We're talking stand mixers, and you're probably either Team Kenwood or Team KitchenAid. Now, when I first started baking with my grandmother way back in the late 80s and early 90s, she had an ancient old Kenwood stand mixer. I remember it was blue, it was very noisy, but it was such a workhorse and it seemed to take everything that she threw at it. That definitely inspired my decision to join Team Kenwood. You'll all have seen my Kenwood chef in my previous videos, and again, it's a workhorse and it takes everything I throw at it, but it's not the prettiest stand mixer. And I think if I was buying a stand mixer for someone for Christmas, pretty has to factor in as well. So really, I guess if you're looking to buy a stand mixer for the cake decorator in your life, your two options are the KitchenAid or the Kenwood K-Mix. But I'd also like to suggest a bit of a wildcard entry as well, the Smeg stand mixer. So might want to broaden your horizon somewhat before you settle on your final purchase. Today's actually Black Friday, so there are probably some good deals out there on the internet for stand mixers. So I would suggest that as soon as you finish watching this video, and have given it a thumbs up of course, I would head to Google and see what you can track down. And that brings us to item number 5, and the start of the bit of the list where I actually have some of these things in front of me. Item number 5 is the Rolls Royce of cake levelers, the Agbe. Now the Agbe is probably one of my favourite bits of cake decorating equipment. It's the item that you don't know that you need until you have one. Yes, they are rather pricey. Since I've had mine, I wouldn't be without it. It features a razor sharp blade that literally will cut through anything. I've used it to cut through normal cakes, I've used it to cut through fruit cakes, I've even used it to cut through polystyrene dummies when I've been making display pieces. Mine was actually a Christmas present, and as I say, before I got it, I was like, I would never spend that much on a cake leveler when the one that I already have will do. My mind was completely changed. The first time I used it, I was like, this is a genius piece of equipment. There are cheaper versions out there, but once you've used the real deal, they will pale into insignificance. So item number 5, the Agbe cake leveler. I appreciate that those first 5 items are rather pricey, so if you have a rather more modest budget, don't we all, then hopefully the next 5 items on our list will be right up your street. Another item that was suggested quite a lot on my social media were some of these new cake embossing stamps. If you are a cake decorator, I'm sure you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a cake decorator's friend or family member, you probably have no clue at all. They're plastic letters that you can use to impress into sugar paste either on a cake or on a cake board to write a message. Now, cake embossers aren't exactly a new invention. I think I bought my first one at Cake International about 5.5 years ago, but what this new generation of products have done is made them pretty. Now, there's lots of versions of these on the market now, but the first 2 that came to my attention, and I think the ones that really paved the way for these new products, would have to be these 2, the Sweet Stamp or the Sugar Press. As I mentioned, they both feature plastic lettering that you can use to impress messages into your cakes or your cake boards, and they both have tons and tons of gorgeous fonts. So again, I'll put links to both of these products down in the description box below, and if you think that this is something that the cake decorator in your life would like to find under the Christmas tree this year, you know what to do. The next product was actually mentioned by name. So the next product on our list is the Zoe's Fancy Cakes face molds. Now, I'm not going to introduce you to Zoe's Fancy Cakes because you're watching a video on YouTube, so chances are you've already watched Zoe's videos numerous times. She's definitely one of the first cake decorators I followed on YouTube, and her work is phenomenal. Now, one of the things I love most about Zoe's work is her modelling, and I've actually taken a class with her to learn how to make people. So when I saw that she was releasing a range of face molds, I'll be honest with you, I was excited. There are currently 2 molds in the collection, one with eyes already in place and one without eyes that's slightly smaller and allows you to add in eyes yourself. I'll insert a little excerpt of Zoe's video introducing her molds to you so that you can see them in action. But if you or the cake decorator in your life fancies developing your modelling and thinks that these would make life a lot easier, again head to the link in the description box down below. Now, item number 8 on our list is a bit of a broad collection of items, if you will. It's cake tools. Probably my biggest weakness when it comes to cake decorating products. I love tools. There are lots of different tool brands that I love. PME, Cake Duchess, Innovative Sugarworks, but one of my favourites would have to be the Cerart tools from Italy. Not only are they fabulous to work with, but they also come in these gorgeous sleeves that really feels special. If you were to open one of these on Christmas morning, I think you'd really feel like you'd been given a special gift. Now, this set is called the Blue Diamond, and you'll see that you've got some lovely shiny blue metal tools over here. And in my case here, I've also then got some of these silicone tools, which I absolutely love working with when I'm working with modelling chocolate. If you're a fan of sculpted cakes or fine modelling, then definitely some Chair Art tools are for you. Item number 9 on the list is something that is always at the top of my cake wish list and my Amazon wish list, and in fact any website that sells them, and that is the Mossa milk glass cake stands. Now you might be thinking, Mr. Cake Stand, that's a bit dull, but what I love about these Mossa milk glass stands is that they are not only gorgeous and delicate looking, but they are also super strong. Now I only have one, this is it. This is my Mossa milk glass stand, and this I think is a 12-inch. I've put some seriously heavy cakes on this. We're talking tiered wedding cakes, we're talking sculpted cakes, and it takes the weight of those, but still looks super delicate and super light. It just makes your cakes look absolutely perfect, as you will see from all of these pictures of my cakes on this one Mossa milk glass stand. So again, if you're looking for that perfect gift for the cake decorator in your life, you can't go wrong with one of these. And for my friends and family, I want more of these, please. Last but not least, item number 10 on our list is actually a group of items, and I really honestly think it's something that you can never go wrong with when it comes to Christmas presents. Whether it's a stocking filler, a secret Santa gift, or even just an extra little item on top of a main present, everybody loves a book. And there have been some absolutely stunning cake decorating books that have come out over the last year or so. And probably the best part is that there is a book for every single cake decorating need. So if your friend or family member is somebody who's just getting started in cake decorating and you think they'd benefit from a book that has all sorts of different types of tutorials, why not check out The Celtic Cakers? This book came out, I think, last year, and it features a whole selection of different tutorials and recipes from some of Ireland's top cake artists and cake decorators. You've got everything in here from sugar cookies to sculpted cakes to sugar flowers, you name it, it's got a bit of everything. So if you're a bit of an all-rounder who would like to improve your skills in general, definitely check out the Celtic Cakers book. If you're someone who's looking to get started in modelling, then why not check out the Cake Duchess modelling guide? Now, Cake Duchess is somebody who's well known on the internet for her super duper easy and accessible modelling tutorials. What I love in particular about this book is that some of these tutorials are so simple, they're even perfect for children to access as well. It features, I think, 12 different tutorials, how to make the different toppers, and then how to decorate the cake that you can put them on as well. So again, if you're someone who's looking to work on your modelling skills, the Cake Duchess modelling guide is for you. Now another option if you're looking to improve your skills in an all-round kind of way would have to be designer cake decorating. Again, it features tutorials by 12 of the world's best cake artists. We're talking people like Natasha Collins, Emily Hankins, Zoe Clark, Pamela McCaffrey, Dominique Pickering, Vicky Tether. So many amazing artists, and they've all contributed their own kind of specialist skill set to this book. It is beautiful. If you or your cake artist are looking to improve your sugar flowers, then you might well decide to pick up Sugar Flowers Book 1 by Natalie Porter of Immaculate Confections. What I love about Natalie's book is that it makes creating sugar flowers really accessible to the beginner. So if you're someone who wants to learn how to make stunning roses or filler flowers or something like that and you don't know where to start, this is definitely the book for you and for me, because my sugar flowers are pretty terrible. Now, if you're a more experienced sugar florist, if that's even a thing, then you might want to check out the Q Book of Sugar Flowers. Now, this one is by Cassie Brown and has a foreword by the legend himself, Eddie Spence. And this one really breaks down individual flowers and shows you how to make them in a super realistic way. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is probably quite beyond me at the moment. I'm definitely much more in this realm, but I'm definitely planning on challenging myself to create one of these projects in 2020, so watch this space. And then finally, the last book on my list today is a new book that literally came out a few weeks ago, and it's called Cyril's Cake Adventure. Now you might be thinking to yourself, that's a rather unusual name for a tutorial book. And there's a reason why. It is not just a tutorial book. Very much the first of its kind, this book was written by Rhiannon Webb, and it combines some absolutely stunning cake decorating tutorials with the story of Cyril the squirrel and his friends. As you work your way through the chapters of the book, you start off by reading part of Cyril's adventure in the woods, and then you go on to create the cake project that was used to illustrate it. So here we have some sugar cookies. In chapter 2, we have this stunning decorated cake. Chapter 3 introduces us to Ollie the owl and this incredible gravity-defying project. And it goes on and on and on. As I say, it's definitely the first of its kind, and hopefully it's the first of a series, because I know that Rhiannon is planning on writing more books in the series as well. What I love the most about Rhiannon's book is that I could see people reading the story to their children, and then their children falling in love with Cyril the squirrel. And then you can go on to make the cake projects to celebrate their birthdays or other special events. And it's almost like another level to normal cake decorating books. So there you go guys, that was my top 10 essential gift ideas for the cake decorator in your life. When I was planning this video, I thought, wouldn't it be absolutely amazing to be able to bundle together all 10 of these items and give them away in the ultimate Christmas cake decorating prize bundle. Although it would be absolutely amazing to be able to give away every single item in my top 10, I'm afraid that's not going to be possible guys. But I did want to be able to spread a little bit of Christmas joy. So I must say a massive thank you to Rhiannon Webb, who has given me a copy of her book, Cyril's Cake Adventure, to give away to one of you guys. As I say, this book is absolutely stunning, and the best part is Rhiannon has even signed it for you as well. So if you would like to get your hands on Rhiannon's first book, Cyril's Cake Adventure, all you need to do is head down to the comments and tell me what's top of your Christmas wish list this year. And again, a massive thank you to Rhiannon for giving me a copy of her book to give away to one of you guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. I'll see you guys next week for another video. Take care.